Hello, Night City people. My name is Angel, or you could just call me Tezcatli, and I am making a. Really, I think I'm gonna make my character's background. Right? I'm gonna give him an IV for all of you, a lore, if you will. So it's going to be narrated by my better judgment of ethics. So I'm going to try and make this run basically building up to Tezcatli, right? So I'm gonna make him a male character, and I'll get back to those situations. So everything is again raw, but so I'm thinking of starting a regular start with the Phantom Liberty, right? I'm not gonna go ahead and start at the Phantom Liberty. I'm going to start the way I think I should play. I have played this a couple of times already. There's a couple of achievements I still need to get, and say for Tezcatli, I am making him, a decent background. I should already know predetermined, which way I'm gonna steer Tezcatli into, So there's an idea, right? But honestly, I think this will be something to speculate on, right? Definitely very thought provoking as Cyberpunk 2077 is. So here's the thing is that if I'm going to try and play Cyberpunk 2077 and make everything really count, give just Gottlieb a very good background, I want to start off with hard, very hard, right? Buckle up for serious challenges, careful character development, and clever use of items. Game mechanics and the environment will be necessary to help V. So my PlayStation keeps doing. Yeah. Okay. So it does that thing where it pops up its little AI thing. And on the anywho's, so Tezcatli, my guy, there's 3 different life paths that Tezcatli could take. Tezcatli, I would assume, is a male gender since that is really what I am. Now, personally, the narrator, I'd choose a woman. Before I even played Cyberpunk 2077, I would always choose a woman character because man's mind wants to see women all the time, right? So I don't want to be running around as another freaking chode and just, going gun blazing and all that type of stuff. In fact, I was even unaware that Judy in this whole story of Cyberpunk would have an affection towards a female V. I didn't even know that. Turns out, as I finished this story a couple of times, when I would attempt to romance Judy, it wouldn't work. It would always feel very cold, very hurtful, if that would make sense, right? So, though you try to be as understanding, you would kind of understand from her point of view that all men are very disgusting. They're just in it for the win at the end and against women, and so whatever. I guess I just wasn't moxie enough, right? I could have been a man whore myself, but that was never the thing. So I'm gonna stick to being a male in this one. I would have gone with Judy so many times over instead of the other characters, the other love interests. I would always go towards Judy, and that may be a dead end, really. It's more of like a cult at some point if you're trying to pursue Judy, even more than what it allows you to. But nonetheless, uh, for this, you know, this story, we're gonna start him off as a corpo. Now, there's a reason why I wanted to start Tezcatli as a corpo instead of a street kid or a nomad. Though I did start with a street kid at some point, the beginning was very different, the introduction was very different, because when I started V as a female, I always went corpo style, right? And then these were just very, very different, like just very, very different. A different intro, different everything like that, right? So the story is played in a lot of different ways, and for you, the viewer, I want you to get a lore on Tezcatli, right? The way I'll play him around this time and try to shape the whole story of Cyberpunk 2077. And this is the only way I see myself playing in the world of Cyberpunk 2077 is as I actually don't even know what to call myself, but basically a person in power. In real life, this is a very different story. That's talking about the narrator. But Tezcatli, for whatever I created him for, was already a entity beyond power. Let's say in the Cyberpunk 2077 universe, he is something born of the Black Wall, right? Like the Black Wall was there and he was created and sent to the surface world like these people, like, all these corporate rats and freaking abominations and all that stuff. So few leave the corporate world with their lives, fewer still with their soul intact. You've been there, you've bent the rules, exploited secrets, and weaponized information. There's no such thing as a fair game. Only winners and losers. Very, very pivotal. I will either be one side or the other side, to the extreme. Now, see, there's this concept that I want to start with Tezcatli, right? There's a concept. So, Tezcatli is obviously an extremist on one side or the other. The profound nature of Tezcatli is finding the middle ground. Very capable of definitely tipping the scale in one direction or the other, or staying stagnant. And the thing is that Tezcatli recognizes the necessity and recognizes the sacrifice of being completely balanced. So that's what we're here to do today. We're going to make Tezcatli a very minimal person, right? Like he's right in the middle. He's balanced. He's very not afraid of going one way or the other. Kind of chaotic, especially for someone who would originate from the Black Wall. Would make tons of sense. So we're going to give him some skin color, right? What kind of skin color should I look to give him? Am I trying to give him an ethnicity? Honestly, Tezcatli is really a character from Hispanic descent. So I don't see it as a problem for him to have, more of a pinker skin, right? This is white or red at some point. White, hot, red, whatever. Pink, still white in some people's eyes. It's not black either. It's not dark. It's not cursed. It's not damaged. It's not sufferable. It's not miserable. It's honestly right there. This could be a really nice tan, but I don't think so. We're gonna stick with this color, right? Nice pink to him. How long am I trying to make this video? We're already 11 minutes in, and I'm already giving you the lore of Tezcatli. Maybe I finish him off screen, and we revisit this another day, or I continue. I just don't know how fast I could finish Tezcatli. Well, let's see. What kind of skin type am I trying to give him? Looks too blemishy, too scarred. Looks like he's been through a tough night. Let's see. Whoa. Let's see. Where's one? Let's see what's one. Okay, one looks like he has a very sensitive skin. Very easy to damage. This one is already very damaged too, it's not bad. 3. It looks like he can retain scars. This one tells me that Tezcatli is fair. This one just tells me that he is struggling with finding his inner child or something. Whoop whoop. So I don't think I'm going with that one. Oh, right back to that. I think I'm staying with 4 at this point. So now let's choose hairstyle. What am I trying to do for Tezcatli? Honestly, I would not hate it if he was bald. There's a lot of times I definitely like to have style. I believe that during this run of Cyberpunk 2077, I'm going to give Tezcatli style. Right? I'm going to give him a life inside of Cyberpunk 2077. So, bald? I don't think there's a problem with that. There's just too many hairstyles. What am I trying to get him? Too much maintenance. That's not what we need for Tezcatli. He's just there to get things done as best as he can. Little maintenance, little bit of style. Very demure, maybe. Very simplistic, very efficient. 007, Hitman guy, whatever his name is. Okay, so back to kind of baldish. Shows style, shows promise. You don't wash your hair that much, so it wouldn't be that calamity. We would basically have to bathe yourselves in essential oils like a freaking Arabian, trying to shoot down the Twin Towers or the Trump Towers, whatever. Oh my god, too much pop, too much glam. I don't know. Maybe that's fine? Huh. I don't know what I would do for his hair. Very Trevor. Let's see. Very let loose and let live, sexy and whatever. I don't know if I'm gonna stick with that. Scotland isn't really. He's just living. He's being efficient. He's working. He's doing his thing. This guy. Well, he definitely didn't let the hair get in his eyes. Definitely minds the sweat. Cares about how hard he's putting in effort. So 38. This doesn't look that bad if it didn't make me feel like I had a small penis. I'm definitely not trying to prove something. I'm not trying to be edgy. I mean, as soon as life gets a little bit better, I would definitely want to maintain my hair. Ah. I'm a woofy, woofy woof, how woo. Okay. Trying to be a pretty boy. Then we're gonna go 38. Feel like we have to. So if we are going to do hair. Interesting. Interesting. Purple, not bad. Huh. So let's see. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. So I don't think I could have done anything with that hair. It's not really much. So let's see. Eyes. You know, I think I'm gonna skip this part and I'm gonna be right back with all of you.